You think effort is love. It's not. It's fear wearing a costume. And Buddha called this exact pattern out 2,500 years before manifestation became a hashtag. Here's the snapback. Everyone's telling you to attract what you want. Wrong teacher, wrong path. Attachment isn't devotion, it's clinging. And clinging is the root of all suffering. What's actually meant for you doesn't need your grip. It needs your open hand. Most people never truly understand number 9 and 10. That's where the real shift happens. This isn't another let go and trust the universe video. This is the mechanics. Why grasping pushes away the exact thing you're grasping for. And at the end, I'll give you the one practice monks use to release attachment without numbing yourself to desire entirely. Most people skip this part. Don't. Number 1. Ambitions. Hidden chains. What if the thing you call motivation is secretly the source of your exhaustion? Sit quietly with that question for a moment. Many people believe their suffering comes from not having enough, not enough success, not enough recognition, not enough certainty about the future. But look more closely. The deepest suffering often begins the moment your peace becomes dependent on getting what you want. You tell yourself you are committed to a goal, but beneath the surface, a quieter fear may be guiding your steps. The fear of uncertainty. The fear that if this opportunity disappears, a part of you disappears with it. Therefore, what began as a dream slowly becomes a burden. The Buddha never warned against having aspirations, but he gently revealed a deeper danger. When your identity becomes attached to an outcome, you stop walking beside your goal. You begin carrying it on your back. The moment you need it, it begins to control you. Imagine a bird living inside a golden cage. The bars shine beautifully in the sunlight. Everything appears safe. Everything appears valuable. But the bird remains trapped. Many people spend years decorating the cage of attachment while wondering why they no longer feel free. Pause for a moment. What goal currently has power over your emotional state? When it moves closer, do you feel worthy? When it moves away, do you feel diminished? This is the hidden chain most people never see. Close your eyes and imagine holding a handful of sand. Tighten your fist. Feel the pressure. Feel the effort. Notice how the sand begins slipping away through your fingers. Now slowly open your palm. Some grains remain. Life often works the same way. What belongs in your life does not require desperation to stay, but what is forced through fear often escapes through suffering. This truth may feel uncomfortable, yet it opens the door to a freedom many never discover. If the thing you desire never arrived, who would you be? Would there still be a peaceful presence beneath the waiting? The answer to that question changes everything. Because the path to peace begins the moment you stop serving the outcome and start strengthening the mind that seeks it. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "I trust divine timing." 2. The scent of desperation. Why do people feel your need long before they hear your words? A monk once told his students, "The world listens to your energy before it listens to your sentences." At first, they did not understand. They believed words carried the message, but life kept teaching them otherwise. You may think you are asking for love, seeking an opportunity, or waiting for recognition, but if fear is hidden beneath the request, people often feel the fear before they understand the request itself. Neediness speaks before the mouth opens. This is one of the quiet truths most people never notice. Desperation changes the way you look at a message that has not been answered. It changes how often you check the door for someone who has not arrived. It changes the tone of your voice, the pace of your decisions, and the weight you place on every outcome. Therefore, what feels like effort from the inside often feels like pressure from the outside. The Buddha taught that suffering grows whenever the mind clings too tightly. Not because desire is wrong, but because attachment transforms desire into dependence. Imagine a starving flame reaching for more air. It burns fiercely. It consumes everything around it. But in its hunger, it steals the very oxygen that keeps it alive. Many people do the same. They seek approval disguised as connection. They seek validation disguised as love. They seek certainty disguised as achievement. But people are rarely attracted to your desire. They are attracted to your wholeness. Pause for a moment and picture yourself entering a room with nothing to prove. No performance, no hidden agenda, no silent request for acceptance. Notice your shoulders relaxing. Notice how your breathing softens. Notice how silence feels different when you are no longer bargaining for approval. Now ask yourself honestly, where are you seeking validation disguised as connection? What would change if nobody needed to approve of your choices? How much of your effort is fueled by fear rather than purpose? The answer may reveal something unexpected. What is meant for you often approaches when you stop chasing worthiness and start remembering it. Because the strongest presence in any room is not the person demanding attention. It is the person who no longer needs it. 3. The river never rushes. How does a river reach the ocean without anxiety? A young disciple once sat beside a river, frustrated by how slowly his life seemed to be moving. He wanted answers immediately. He wanted success immediately. He wanted certainty immediately. But the old monk beside him pointed toward the water and asked, "Do you see any struggle there?" The disciple watched carefully. The river moved steadily through the valley. It met rocks. It met fallen trees. It met sharp turns. Yet it never appeared worried about arriving. What belongs to the ocean never fears the journey. Most people believe progress requires constant force. Therefore, they push harder when life resists. They fight every delay. They treat every obstacle as an enemy. But this habit creates a hidden suffering. The body keeps moving forward, but the mind remains trapped in conflict. The Buddha taught that wisdom is not found in controlling everything. Wisdom is found in understanding the nature of things. A river never argues with a mountain. It simply finds a path around it. Think about that carefully. The mountain does not disappear. The challenge remains real. But the river does not waste its energy demanding that reality be different. Therefore it continues moving while others remain stuck, fighting what already exists. This is the difference between force and flow. Flow is not laziness. Flow is not surrendering your dreams. Flow is effort without inner warfare. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine clear water moving around stones. Listen to its gentle rhythm. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is delayed. The water does not panic when it meets resistance. It simply continues in the direction of its nature. Now bring your own life into this reflection. Where are you forcing instead of flowing? What obstacle are you trying to overpower? How much energy are you spending arguing with a mountain that will not move? Perhaps the answer you seek is not more pressure. Perhaps the answer is a different path. Many of life's greatest opportunities arrive when the struggle inside finally becomes quiet. Because clarity rarely visits a frantic mind. The river reaches the ocean not because it is strongest force in nature, but because it remains faithful to its direction. Can you do the same while you wait? That question may reveal the path that has been beside you all along. What if life isn't withholding your blessing? What if your attachment is preventing you from recognizing it? 4. The panic mind shrinks reality. Why do intelligent people make foolish decisions under pressure? A monk once watched a traveler standing at a crossroads just before sunset. The traveler paced back and forth, desperate to choose the correct path. The more he worried, the less he could think clearly. Every direction looked dangerous. Every possibility felt wrong. Hours passed. The road never changed. Only his mind did. This is the hidden cost of panic. Most people believe their greatest mistakes come from ignorance. But many mistakes are born from fear. When urgency enters the mind, awareness becomes narrow. The heart begins racing. The imagination starts predicting disasters. Therefore, possibilities that once seemed obvious suddenly disappear from view, not because they are absent, because panic blinds perception. The Buddha often taught that a disturbed mind cannot see reality clearly. A storm cannot reflect the moon. Think about that. The moon remains above the water. Its light never leaves. But rough waves distort the reflection. In the same way, wisdom remains available during difficult moments, yet a frightened mind struggles to recognize it. This is why people chase the wrong relationship, accept the wrong opportunity, or abandon a meaningful path too early. They mistake urgency for truth. But urgency is often fear wearing the mask of wisdom. Imagine a lake after heavy rain. The water is cloudy, mud swirls beneath the surface. Nothing can be seen clearly. Now watch the rain stop. Watch the lake become still. Slowly, the mud settles. Slowly, the sky appears within the water. The lake did not force clarity. It allowed clarity. This is one of the deepest lessons for those who are waiting. Stillness reveals options that pressure cannot see. Therefore, before making an important decision, create space between the feeling and the action. Sit quietly. Breathe deeply. Let the emotional storm pass through without obeying it. Now ask yourself honestly, what major decision are you viewing through fear? What becomes visible when urgency leaves? Are you reacting to discomfort or responding with wisdom? The answer may change the direction of your life. Because what is meant for you rarely requires panic to find it. A calm mind recognizes doors that a frightened mind walks past every day. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "I trust divine timing." 5. Stop begging life. What changes when you stop asking life to make you valuable? A monk once met a man who spent years chasing a single dream. Every morning he told himself the same story. Once I achieve this, I will finally feel complete. Once I reach that destination, I will finally deserve peace. But each time he reached a milestone, the feeling vanished. A new condition appeared. A new mountain emerged. A new reason to postpone his happiness. This is how many people spend their lives negotiating with reality. They whisper silent bargains to the future. If this relationship works, then I will be enough. If this opportunity arrives, then I will be worthy. If people finally recognize me, then I can relax. But peace keeps moving further away. The Buddha taught that suffering grows whenever the mind seeks completion outside itself. Not because achievement is meaningless, but because no achievement can permanently solve an identity problem. You were never waiting for success. You were waiting for yourself. Pause with that truth. Many people believe they are pursuing a goal, but beneath the goal is often a deeper hunger, the desire to feel accepted, the desire to feel significant, the desire to feel worthy of existing exactly as they are. Therefore, every delay feels personal, every rejection feels devastating, every obstacle feels like proof that something is missing. But what if nothing is missing? Imagine standing beneath a great tree deep within a forest. The tree does not ask permission to grow. It does not compare its height to the trees beside it. It does not apologize for taking up space. Its roots enter the earth confidently. Its branches reach toward the sky naturally. Growth is simply its nature. Now imagine yourself standing beneath that tree. Feel its stillness. Feel its quiet certainty. Notice how it grows without begging the forest for approval. Can you do the same? What future achievement have you attached your worth to? What would happen if you release that condition today? Who are you beneath accomplishment, recognition, and praise? These questions open a door that many never enter. Because true confidence does not arrive when life finally rewards you. It appears the moment you stop begging life to prove that you matter, you already do. Therefore, walk your path with commitment, but never with self-doubt as the price of admission. 6. The identity shift. Why does life seem to change when nothing external has changed? A disciple once returned to his teacher with confusion in his eyes. "Master, my circumstances are almost the same. My work has not changed much. My challenges still exist. Yet somehow life feels different. Why?" The old monk smiled. "Because the person experiencing life is no longer the same. This is the turning point many people spend years searching for. Most believe transformation arrives when the world finally gives them what they want. They wait for respect before feeling confident. They wait for love before feeling whole. They wait for success before feeling secure. But waiting places your power in the hands of circumstances." The Buddha pointed toward a deeper path. Instead of chasing outcomes, cultivate qualities. Instead of pursuing respect, become respectable through your actions. Instead of pursuing peace, become peaceful in your thoughts. Instead of pursuing confidence, become trustworthy to yourself. Therefore, something extraordinary begins to happen. Life responds differently because you are no longer operating from lack. Become the source, not the seeker. Many people spend years standing in emotional darkness, searching for someone else to bring them light. They hope another person will provide certainty. They hope achievement will provide value. They hope recognition will provide identity. But hope alone cannot fill an empty space created within. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a dark room. At first, you search desperately for a lamp. You search every corner. You search every shadow. Then, something unexpected happens. A warm light begins glowing from within you. The room has not changed, but everything becomes visible. This is the identity shift. The sun does not chase flowers. Yet, flowers naturally turn toward it. Not because the sun demands attention, because it expresses its nature. Ask yourself honestly, what quality are you trying to receive from others? Acceptance, respect, peace, love. Can you begin cultivating that quality within yourself first? What changes when you become the source instead of the seeker? The answer reveals one of life's quietest truths. What is meant for you often arrives when your happiness is no longer waiting for it. Because the moment you stop chasing completeness, you begin living from it. And that changes everything without changing anything at all. 7. The exhaustion nobody sees. Why do some successful people remain deeply unhappy? A monk once spoke of a traveler who spent half his life climbing a mountain. He sacrificed comfort. He endured setbacks. He believed that once he reached the summit, every burden inside him would disappear. Year after year, he climbed. Finally, he stood at the top. The view was magnificent. The achievement was real, but as the wind touched his face, he noticed something unexpected. His loneliness was still there. His fear was still there. His restless mind was still there. Many people spend their lives chasing a destination, believing it will heal a wound they do not fully understand. They tell themselves, "When I become successful, I will finally feel enough. When I earn more, I will finally feel secure. When I achieve this goal, I will finally be at peace." But achievement can solve practical problems. It cannot solve spiritual emptiness. The Buddha taught that wherever you go, your mind arrives first. Think carefully about that. You can change cities, you can change careers, you can change relationships. But if the source of suffering remains untouched, it quietly follows you into every new chapter. This is the exhaustion nobody sees. The exhaustion of carrying unresolved pain beneath impressive accomplishments. Imagine a cracked cup being filled with water. You pour faster. You pour more. You work harder to keep it full. But the water continues leaking through the unseen cracks. Many people live this way. They keep adding accomplishments while ignoring the place where their peace escapes. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine reaching a destination you have dreamed about for years. See yourself standing there. Feel the excitement. Feel the pride. Now, ask yourself a deeper question. What emotions still remain beside you? What thoughts continue whispering beneath the celebration? What pain are you expecting success to heal? Has achievement ever completely satisfied you? What keeps returning despite accomplishment? These questions reveal a truth that few are willing to face. The mountain is not the problem. The destination is not the problem. The suffering you carry is the problem. Therefore, before seeking another victory, spend time understanding the mind that seeks it. Because the greatest freedom is not reaching the top of the mountain, it is reaching the top without needing the mountain to prove your worth. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "I trust divine timing." 8. The sacred art of release. What if letting go is not losing but becoming available? A monk once held a small stone in his hand while speaking to his students. At first, his fingers rested gently around it. Then, he tightened his grip. Minutes passed. His hand became tense. His arm grew tired. The stone had not become heavier, but holding it had. The monk looked at his students and asked, "How much suffering comes not from what you carry, but from how tightly you hold it?" This is the hidden lesson behind attachment. Most people believe attachment is love. They believe attachment is commitment. They believe attachment proves importance. But attachment quietly says, "I must have this." It says, "Without this person, I cannot be whole. Without this outcome, I cannot be at peace. Without this success, I cannot be enough." Therefore, life becomes a constant struggle against uncertainty. The Buddha taught a different way. Wisdom says, "I welcome this, but I remain whole without it." At first, the difference sounds small, but its consequences are life-changing. One mindset creates dependence, the other creates freedom. Freedom begins where dependence ends. Pause for a moment. Think about the thing you fear losing most. A relationship, a dream, an identity, a future you have imagined countless times. Now notice what happens inside your body when you imagine releasing your grip. Perhaps fear appears, perhaps sadness, perhaps resistance. That reaction is important because it reveals where attachment has quietly built its home. Imagine your hand slowly opening. Feel your fingers relaxing. Feel the tension leaving your palm. Notice the strange lightness that follows. An open hand can receive what a clenched fist cannot. This is one of life's deepest paradoxes. The tighter you grasp, the less available you become to new possibilities. The more you cling to one outcome, the less clearly you see the many paths still waiting for you. Ask yourself honestly, what are you afraid to release? What is that fear protecting? Is it protecting your peace or blocking it? Who would you become without that fear? The answer may reveal a freedom you have never experienced. Because letting go is not abandoning what matters. It is releasing the belief that your happiness depends on possessing it. And when that belief falls away, life finally has room to enter, with both hands open. 9. The day life responds differently. What is the hidden moment when opportunities begin to appear? Most people imagine it arrives with a dramatic breakthrough, a perfect opportunity, a life-changing conversation, a sudden stroke of luck. But the deepest turning points rarely announce themselves, they arrive quietly. A monk once told his students, "Watch carefully. Life often changes long before circumstances do." The students were confused. How could life change if nothing outside had changed? The monk smiled but gave no answer. Years later, many of them finally understood. The shift happened the moment they stopped acting from emotional hunger. Not when they became perfect. Not when they became powerful. Not when every problem disappeared. But when their actions were no longer driven by fear, desperation, or the need to complete themselves, this is the hidden moment most people overlook. They spend years trying to force open doors. They blame timing, they blame circumstances, they blame other people. But often, the greatest resistance is not outside, it is within. Peace changes the way reality meets you. Think about a locked door. Most people push against it harder and harder. They become frustrated when it refuses to move. Yet, what if the door was never meant to be forced? What if the key was already in their pocket? A locked door is often opened from the inside. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself standing before a large gate. You have been waiting for years. You have pushed. You have worried. You have exhausted yourself trying to make it open. Then, you place your hand in your pocket. There it is. The key was never missing. The obstacle was never only the gate. It was the belief that the answer existed somewhere outside of you. Now ask yourself honestly, what resistance are you carrying? What story keeps repeating inside your mind? What if the obstacle is internal? What would peace do differently today? Perhaps peace would stop chasing. Perhaps peace would stop proving. Perhaps peace would take the next step without fear controlling the outcome. This is when life begins responding differently, not because the world suddenly becomes kinder, but because your relationship with the world becomes wiser. And when inner resistance finally settles, opportunities often appear where obstacles once stood. The day you stop forcing what you think will save you is often the day you discover what has been quietly waiting for you all along. 10. The Great Paradox. Why do things often arrive after we stop needing them? A monk once asked his students a strange question. Why does the water become clear only after the hand stops stirring it? The students searched for complicated answers. But the truth was simple. The water was never trying to become clear. The disturbance simply ended. This is the great paradox of attachment. Many people spend years chasing peace, love, success, or recognition. They believe happiness lives just beyond the next achievement, so they push harder, worry more, and hold tighter. But the tighter they hold, the more anxious they become. The more anxious they become, the less clearly they see. This is why attachment creates distortion. When you need something to complete you, your mind stops seeing reality as it is. It begins seeing reality through fear. Every delay feels threatening. Every rejection feels personal. Every uncertainty feels unbearable. But something remarkable happens the moment you no longer require an outcome to define your worth. Your vision becomes clear. Your decisions become wiser. Your energy becomes lighter. Not because life suddenly changes, because you do. What you release loses the power to rule you. Pause for a moment. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack across a mountain path for many years. Inside are old fears, expectations, disappointments, and attachments. You have carried them for so long that they feel like part of your identity. Now imagine setting the backpack down. Feel the relief in your shoulders. Feel the space returning to your breath. Feel the quiet that follows. This is not giving up. This is psychological freedom. The moon appears clearly only after the clouds stop chasing the wind. In the same way, wisdom appears when the mind stops chasing completion outside itself. Ask yourself honestly, what are you carrying unnecessarily? What burden have you mistaken for responsibility? What no longer deserves your attachment? What would freedom feel like today? The answer may be closer than you think, because the day you stop demanding that life complete you is often the day life begins meeting you with unexpected grace. And perhaps that is the final lesson. If it is truly meant for you, it will not require you to abandon your peace in order to receive it. Bonus, the secret most people discover too late. Nothing was missing. What if the entire chase began with a misunderstanding? A monk once spoke to a group of weary travelers. Some were searching for success. Some were searching for love. Some were searching for meaning. Each believed that peace existed somewhere beyond the next achievement, the next relationship, or the next chapter of life. The monk listened quietly. Then he asked a question that silenced the entire room. What if the thing you have been searching for was never lost? Many people spend years running toward a future version of themselves. They believe happiness is waiting at the finish line, so every day becomes preparation for living rather than living itself. But the deepest Buddhist insight is not that success is meaningless. It is that peace was never hiding behind success. The mind simply assumed fulfillment existed somewhere else. You were never only chasing the goal. You were chasing the feeling you believed the goal would give you. Acceptance, wholeness, freedom, enoughness. But those qualities cannot be permanently delivered from the outside. The treasure was not ahead of you, it was beneath your feet. Imagine a man wandering through a desert for years searching for water. He studies maps, he follows rumors, he crosses endless distances. Yet beneath the ground where he first began, there is a hidden spring. This is how many people live. They search for themselves in places where they could never be found, not because they are foolish, because they have been taught to look everywhere except the present moment. Pause for a moment. Bring your attention to your breath. Feel the air entering. Feel the air leaving. Notice something simple. This moment lacks nothing to exist. Life is already here. Now ask yourself honestly, what have you been postponing happiness for? How many years have been spent waiting for permission to feel complete? What if peace is available now? What would your life look like if nothing was missing? Perhaps this is the secret most people discover too late. The journey was never about becoming enough. It was about remembering that you already were. And the day you stop chasing what you think will save you is the day you discover what was quietly waiting for you all along. A strong, disciplined mind is not one that controls life. It is one that no longer needs life to prove its worth. Quick summary. Ambition's hidden chains. Most people are not exhausted from hard work. They are exhausted from emotional attachment to results. When success becomes your source of worth, every delay feels like suffering. Goals are healthy, but dependency on goals creates inner slavery. True freedom begins when achievement no longer defines who you are. The scent of desperation. People sense your inner state long before they hear your words. Desperation quietly pushes away opportunities, relationships, and respect. The need for validation weakens your natural presence. The less you need approval, the more authentic and attractive you become. The river never rushes. Life unfolds best when effort is aligned rather than forced. Constant struggle often comes from resisting reality instead of working with it. Patience is not laziness. It is trust combined with action. The calm path often reaches the destination faster than the frantic one. The panic mind shrinks reality. Fear narrows perception and limits wise decision-making. Many mistakes are created by emotional urgency rather than lack of ability. A restless mind sees obstacles everywhere. A calm mind discovers possibilities hidden behind every challenge. Stop begging life. Your worth does not begin after success arrives. The belief that something external will complete you creates endless dissatisfaction. Confidence grows when you stop seeking permission to feel valuable. Life changes when self-worth is no longer postponed into the future. The identity shift. The greatest transformation happens when you become what you seek. Instead of chasing peace, become peaceful. Instead of seeking respect, become respectable. Inner qualities attract what force can never obtain, the exhaustion nobody sees. Achievement cannot heal wounds created by inner emptiness. Many people reach their goals but still feel incomplete. External success solves practical problems, not spiritual ones. Peace must be cultivated within before it can be experienced outside. The sacred art of release attachment says, I need this to be happy. Wisdom says, I welcome this, but I remain whole without it. Letting go does not mean giving up, it means releasing dependence. Freedom begins the moment fear loses its grip. The day life responds differently. Life begins to change when actions are no longer driven by emotional hunger. Opportunities appear more clearly when the mind becomes peaceful. Inner resistance often creates outer struggle. When peace leads your actions, reality feels different. The great paradox. What you desperately chase often arrives after you stop needing it. Attachment clouds judgment and creates unnecessary suffering. Detachment creates clarity, confidence, and wise action. Freedom is not getting everything you want. It is no longer being ruled by wanting. Nothing was missing. The deepest misunderstanding is believing fulfillment exists somewhere else. Most pursuits are attempts to fill an inner void. Peace is not found at the end of the journey. The completeness you seek has always existed within you. The greatest illusion of the human mind is believing that peace exists somewhere in the future. We tell ourselves that happiness will arrive with success, love, recognition, wealth, or certainty. Yet every time we reach one destination, the mind quietly creates another. This is why so many people spend their lives running, yet never arrive. The Buddha revealed a profound truth. Suffering is not created by the absence of what we want. It is created by the belief that we cannot be whole without it. The moment you stop chasing life and start understanding it, a remarkable transformation begins. You move from fear to trust, from struggle to clarity, and from attachment to freedom. Zen philosophy teaches that the river never worries about reaching the ocean because it is already moving in the right direction. In the same way, what is truly meant for your growth does not require desperation, only awareness, patience, and aligned action. Remember this powerful truth. The quieter the mind becomes, the more clearly life reveals its path. So, as you move forward, ask yourself, what am I still chasing that I believe will complete me? And what would change if I realized I am already enough? If this message resonated with you, do not forget to like and share this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to Buddha's Wisdom for more inspiring Buddhist insights on living a peaceful, meaningful, and awakened life.